Why does it seem so incredibly difficult to create a proper Uncharted movie? It's not like there's been countless attempts, but considering that the game is practically a classic action-adventure movie with likable characters, you'd think it wouldn't be that hard to bring that to the big screen. There's also so many talented actors perfectly capable of embodying these roles. And yet what we received was Uncharted starring Tom Holland and Marky Mark. Meanwhile, a fan film, made with a low budget but an immense understanding of the game, perfectly captured the essence of Nathan Drake with the star Nathan Fillion. I genuinely believe there's a clear path to making an Uncharted movie that lives up to its potential. But before we delve into that, let's break down the, let's just say, Uncharted film that shouldn't exist. Oh, and be sure to subscribe or whatever. For what felt like an eternity, Sony was trying to get an Uncharted movie off the ground. During that long process, I genuinely believed that they were putting in extra effort into this project. But then, shit hit the fan. While the Uncharted movie certainly isn't the most horrendous cinematic piece of shit Sony has put out in recent years, it was certainly hard to watch. There are some little moments of action and humor that are mildly enjoyable, and I'm sure audiences unfamiliar with the games might have had a slightly better time with it, but judging it as a movie on its own, it has so many flaws. It lazily jumps straight into Nate and Sully meeting, then immediately working together, bypassing any meaningful development of their crucial mentor-mentee relationship. This felt like a lazy excuse to keep the story moving, rather than investing in that relationship. They also attempt to incorporate story elements from their most recent game, Uncharted 4, rather than building towards it and starting with the first game. Almost everything about this movie, from its narrative choices to its character portrayals, felt like an insult to the source material. The dialogue feels incredibly forced, and many of the characters' actions are completely unbelievable. Sure, Uncharted has always crossed the boundaries of realism, but they at least try to make it feel believable. But this movie doesn't even try. None of the characters' actions feel believable or justified. I will give Tom Holland some credit. At times, he manages to give off Nathan Drake vibes. He seemed genuinely dedicated to at least trying to bring the character to life, and for that effort, he deserves some respect. This casting is such a popularity-driven decision rather than a character-driven one. And as for Sully, he's just Mark Wahlberg being Mark Wahlberg.
What are you looking at, you little chubby broad? What the hell are you doing on the ground? You little bitch.
They put a mustache on him at the very end and called it a day. They tried to appease fans with that, but to me, it felt like they were trying so hard to just make us believe this was Nate and Sully, when it obviously wasn't. There's never this grand, awe-inspiring sense of adventure that is the very heart of the Uncharted games. This is a franchise that should have the production values and practical effects of something like the Mission Impossible movies. The setting should be immersive and largely practical, not a collection of generic green screen backdrops. The entire aesthetic felt overly digital and bland, lacking any distinct visual identity. It felt like the product of a studio that didn't bother to assemble the right creative team to make this movie. They didn't even bother to include the most iconic theme from the Uncharted games. It was right there, and you wasted it. The most Uncharted thing we got in this entire damn movie was a quick cameo from Nolan North himself, the voice of Nathan Drake. So with all my ranting about the Uncharted movie, let's delve into how I think they should make a proper Uncharted movie. First off, and I think this is obvious, you cast actors who match the age of the characters in the games, instead of forcing this young Nathan Drake origin story. While I enjoy flashbacks to a young Nathan Drake in his early years of treasure hunting, I have absolutely no interest in an entire movie centered around that version of him. Although he's sadly too old for the role now, I often think about how phenomenal Tom Cruise would have been as Nathan Drake. Not only did he have the look, but his willingness to perform insane practical stunts would have been so perfect for an Uncharted movie. This just shows that the perfect template for a proper Uncharted movie already exists. For decades, we were treated to classic adventure movies like Indiana Jones, National Treasure, and the Mummy films. It's been far too long since we've consistently received action-adventure films like this, where we watch our heroes go around the world in pursuit of an ancient treasure. Uncharted possesses all the necessary pieces to bring this type of adventure to the big screen. It's not a narrative-heavy game like The Last of Us that needs an entire entire television series to tell its story. The Uncharted games already adhere to the plot structure of so many classic action-adventure films. What an Uncharted movie truly needs to do is fully lean into the classic aesthetic of these older action-adventure movies. Uncharted has characters that audiences will instantly fall in love with, provided they are cast and written correctly. Nathan Drake is an iconic character who could very well be this generation's Indiana Jones. I want to see an Uncharted movie that feels like a cinematic event and not just another small, forgettable February release dumped into theaters. If Sony genuinely intends to build an Uncharted franchise, they need to escalate the stakes and production quality with each release. Uncharted has the potential to deliver insane stunts and action sequences unlike anything else. And for God's sake, please include the Uncharted theme. It's instantly recognizable and would resonate with countless fans the same way the Indiana Jones theme song does. For far too long, we've been missing a high-quality action-adventure that embraces this blend of thrills, humor, and travel around the globe. Lately, all we've gotten is a 65-year-old Tom Cruise leaping out of buildings and an 85-year-old Indiana Jones that can't get an erection. We desperately need an action-adventure franchise like this again, and I firmly believe Uncharted is the perfect property to deliver it. Look, I'm certainly not an expert in the whole budgeting process that goes into making a giant action-adventure movie. I just make YouTube videos. However, I can guarantee with absolute certainty that something much better could have been created with whatever amount they spent on this recent Uncharted movie. I'm ranting because I'm really passionate about these games, and I just see so much untapped potential within them. I think we all did, especially after witnessing that Nathan Fillion fan film. Go watch it and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's like he was ripped directly out of the video game. It just serves as proof that so many studio executives are out of touch with what audiences truly want and what makes a great adaptation. What are your thoughts on that Uncharted movie? Have you seen it? I really hope you haven't. What would you like to see from a proper Uncharted movie? Let me know in the comments down below. So yeah. Bye.